Hi, I'm Eka Pacone. I'm 13 years old. I'm from Washington Middle School, and we are in a hybrid model. I'm completely remote, and we do 3 days a week.
Dulesky. I go to Pohakong Township Elementary School. Right now, we're in a full person instruction, so I go in 5 days a week.
Hi, I'm Brady Witt. I'm from Oxford Central School in the Oxford Central School District. We're doing a hybrid model in 2 days a week, but currently we're all virtual because there was a positive case in our grade. Specials are the hardest for me. My art, music, and gym classes because I used to, have a period set aside for them during the day, but I no longer have that, and I either don't have the time to do them at home, or when I find the time, I just don't have the motivation to do them. So it's been the hardest adjustment for me.
Hardest adjustment for me has been not in person learning, excuse me, has been the computers. Learning online is a lot different for me. I'm a lot used to being in person with the teachers right in front of me teaching me. I learn a lot better that way than online. And sometimes if there's a tiny little noise, I get really distracted from it and I can't really pay attention to it. So that has been the hardest adjustment for me.
So the hardest adjustment for me would probably be like what Brady said, it would probably be the specials and also not being able to ask questions because if you cut out and the teachers don't hear you, and then some people don't feel they want to interrupt the teacher and they end up not having to ask the question where you would just be able to raise a hand in person. So mostly that, but also I just miss socialization. So
I have picked up some positive sides during this COVID, during all the hard times. I think our eighth grade class has gotten a lot closer as one, helping each other out whenever we needed it. I think I've figured out that I am very smart and I'm a good worker, but I just have to put my mind to it and can't get distracted. And I just have to focus and get the work done.
a positive that came out for me was definitely being more connected with my teachers because not a lot of students have been participating, and me being the only one who participates, I get quite a one-on-one contact with my teachers, and also office hours help a lot. Sometimes I just pop in and say hi to my teachers. So
I had a couple positives. One of them, I've gotten to know technology better. I've gotten better at using my computers. I've also enjoyed free time because when we're virtual, we have like some days where we don't have a meet, so I can just get my work done at my own pace, and I'll get it done really fast, and then I'll have the rest of the day to do anything I want.
I think my classmates have handled it pretty well throughout the online period, throughout our hybrid, and now our fully in person. I think they're handling it pretty well. We just got a lot of new kids in with our in person instruction. I think it's going to be a little more difficult because you have to pay attention when you're in person. But I think everyone has had their hard times throughout it. But I think everyone in the end has turned out very good and they're getting their grades up and they're doing very well.
My classmates overall, I believe, have been handling it well. I'm pretty sure they all enjoy computers and whatnot. But most of them are having trouble showing up for meets, and I think also having trouble completing work that they normally would get done in class.
so some of my classmates have taken it really well, and some of my classmates have turned in no work since the start of the year. So most some classes, most teachers are always like, you have to turn in all your work, and some classes we just have to waste catching some kids up. So some kids are caught up, some kids aren't. So
My sixth, seventh, and eighth grade social studies teacher, Mrs. Kantz, she has helped us out a lot. We have her first period, so she kind of wakes us up. She's really funny. Um, she keeps history, which is normally very boring. She keeps it engaging. So we actually enjoy it quite a bit. So she's been helping us kind of get through the day.
so overall, the teacher that stands out most to me is my civics teacher. He has a co-teacher. Her name is Mrs. Mitch, and his name is Mr. Piancone. And they both were absolutely amazing this year. I had never met them before, and within the first 3 classes, he was my favorite teacher, still is to this day. And they're both so excellent. They make class as fun as it should be, and they take adult topics and turn it into stuff that children can understand. And also, of course, the leader of our school, Mr. Remendelli. I have quite a busy schedule, and he always makes sure to go out of his way to fit me in and help me catch up on all my work. And we're always saying he should be the superintendent. He's absolutely incredible.
The teacher that stood out to me most was my history teacher, Mr. Gensel. He makes our homework and everything very easy to understand. He doesn't stress us out about any due dates or anything like that. He's always there for us. And if one kid does not understand the topic or anything that we're learning, we'll stop the whole class and make sure that every kid understands it. He's always funny. He's always making us laugh, and he's a great teacher.
There are a couple things I'd want my high school teacher to know about me. One of them, I get distracted really easily. I have quite a chaotic brain, so my brain's always all over the place. But if I set my mind to something, I'll get it done really quickly. And also, I do have a tendency to not be very good at doing things quickly. So, like mental math, I sometimes struggle with, and knowing things off the top of my head. That's just something I would want them to know in case they ever do like rapid answer.
Going back to what Echo said about the math, mental math, like being quick with it, it just takes a little bit for me to understand it fully and be able to answer any questions and stuff like that. But with that being said, we've had a hard year with all the virtual school and online coming back and forth. So if they could understand that we've had a pretty difficult year and just kind of like go slow into the things and help us, that'd be great.
Couple things I would want high school teachers to know about me. Pretty much continuing our little pattern here. I get distracted very easily, but I stay engaged with class if I get a couple nice, funny jokes and puns. I also am a very slow worker, even though I'm, well, you might say, I'm the tortoise from Tortoise and the Hare story. Slow and steady wins the race.
Goals include joining the military. Since a little kid, I've always wanted to join the military, and I plan to do college while I'm in the military and possibly go up into special forces or anything like that, anything that nature. I really like that. Then when I get out of the military, I plan to come back and become a police officer. I love helping people. I love being social. I can talk to almost anyone and be comfortable with it. But also the main thing is I love helping people and I want to protect my community.
I don't have any plans from high school through college, but eventually I want to work at NASA. Preferably one of the guys that sits there and says the rover has landed instead of one of the guys that actually goes up there in the ships. So that's definitely something that I want to do.
So I'm a little bit of a control freak, so I have planned out my entire future. So me being a singer and actress professionally, it's kind of one or the other, because I would absolutely love to pursue zoology. I've always been in love with animals. They've always inspired me. And yeah, so I want to go to Middlebury College in Vermont, which is quite hard to get into. So hopefully, fingers crossed, for a couple years from now. And yeah, I'd like to live up in Vermont and be a zoologist.